John Wick versus James Bond, dear viewers. Death Battle is back, and we're going to be starting this second half of the season off with a bang in literal terms, because these are both professional assassins, hitmen. Well, James Bond is a spy with the license to kill. Basically, he can kill anyone, whoever his mission deems necessary, whereas John Wick is the boogeyman. Well, he's not the boogeyman, he's the one you hire to kill the boogeyman. And these two are going to butt heads, and we are going to see who wins in this death battle. Personally, I love John Wick more, but I know there's a lot more stuff for death battle to pull from for James Bond. He has been through the ringer quite a few times, and he has fought people like John Wick time and time again. But I would give credit to John Wick that he is a lot more resourceful than, in my opinion, than James Bond. And I would also imagine that a lot of these fights might have been a little more circumstantial in their outcomes for James Bond to win. But enough talking, let's get to the reaction, shall we?
This episode is sponsored by Babbel and Mint Mobile. James Bond, the world-famous secret agent 007. John Wick, the legendary hitman who did the impossible. Whether they fly solo or operate on behalf of the government, the world is filled with professional killers of all shapes and sizes. But which one of cinema's super assassins is packing Parabellum, and which one will live to die another day? He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, it's going to be 3D animated.
From the shores of Crab Key to the crap stables of Casino Royale, from Russia with Love to Moonraker at the edge of outer space, no man has saved the world more times than Bond. James Bond. He's the OG action hero, the slickest Scot there ever was, the coldest warrior of the swingin' 60s. After a climbing accident in the French Alps took his parents, the young James studied abroad and graduated to the Ministry of Defense, just in time for World War II. He rose through the ranks, quickly becoming a commander of the Royal Navy. And when you find the thing you're good at, in his case wanting murder, never do it for free. So, after the war, James decided on Her Majesty's Secret Service and became a special agent of MI6. And they were so impressed, he was given his first 2 state-sanctioned assassinations. With this baptism in blood, Bond was granted the legendary 00 status and a license to kill with impunity. As the premier defender of the West, Agent 007 is a jack of all trades when it comes to kicking commie ass and terrorist ass. And basically everyone's ass for the past 60 years. From the novels to the movies to the comics and games, he's been rebooted tons of times, but they're all still Bond. Bond is a master of infiltration, disguise, acrobatics, driving, diving, skiing, boating, climbing, horseback riding,
but I bet none of those are going to be applicable for this fight.
People thrower, and deadliest of all, gamer. Bond carries his classic Walter PPK, among the world's first successful double-action semi-automatic pistol. While it only carries 9 rounds, its small size makes it optimal for concealment. And a microdermal sensor in the grip coded to Bond's fingerprint means only he can fire it. It even comes with unique ammo that breaks apart upon entry and creates 8 exit wounds, traveling like a bullet, but hitting like a shotgun. Especially deadly considering Bond has the golden eye of an expert marksman, able to take out a room of armed guards in a single second, or shoot the fuel tank of a helicopter from a speeding boat a quarter of a mile away. He's just as deadly disarmed. Bond combines multiple martial arts like judo, boxing, Krav Maga, Muay Thai, and Jiu-Jitsu, allowing him to keep up even when outnumbered. This mix of styles is likely the Welsh self-defense system known as Goshinqua, which is taught by the modern Special Air Service.
John Wick
that all
will have
pales
an
in comparison to his greatest ability. Bangin'. laying down pipe. He's so proficient at seduction, it actually feels more like a superpower. Look, we're not kidding. He once seduced a female assassin sent to kill him so thoroughly, she threw herself in front of the bullet meant for him. She knew him for less than 2 minutes.
Well,
yeah, sometimes
John Wick
does
last
stuff I
night
can only
wasn't
describe as
female.
superhero shit. Look at this. So why not follow that impulse and give him some superhero gadgets too? Developed by MI6's resident quartermaster, Q, Bond's spy gadgetry often complements his knack for problem solving and quick thinking. He's got a pen that'll explode after 3 clicks and disarm after a 4th, an Omega Seamaster watch that can shoot a laser beam, a cigarette that fires a miniature rocket, and C4 toothpaste that can be remotely detonated. Probably a safer bet than that
yeah,
pen,
practicality.
especially if you're a compulsive clicker like me. Wait, was I on 3 or 4? He also occasionally wears a lightweight bulletproof vest, as well as a garrote wire for quiet kills and a grappling hook hidden within his belt buckle. That's only the semi-normal shit. He's carried earbuds that give him super hearing, X-ray shades, ultrasonic cufflink grenades, a stun gas keychain, a cell phone taser, exploding remote-controlled drones, a nanosuit that turns him completely invisible, and a frigging jetpack. You've gotta have a hell of a pair of thunderballs to piss
especially
off a crazy Scot
depending
riding
on
one
location,
of those.
location,
But his greatest
location.
weapon is the one, the only, his dick, the Aston Martin DB5. Oh, I thought
Are
we
they
were
actually
still talking
bringing
about it.
cars into
Never
this?
mind. This absolute beauty isn't just good looks. She's packing front-mounted machine guns, oil slicks, smoke screens, and of course, the ejector seat. Oh, and good luck trying to break in. This baby is insanely bulletproof. Like, just look at this. It won't stop. Still going.
So why haven't Death
Going.
Battle actually factored in the Batmobile into Black Panther or Spider-Man fights?
Like bending holograms.
I doubt that would have been a factor in him fighting Iron Man, but if you're going to do these type of fights with and include the car, I think you should go all the way.
He's got the world in the palm of his hand. But for some, the world is not enough. Though Bond's iterations may vary, one thing remains throughout. Behind that debonair smile and British wit is a broken, soulless shell. A man only good for killing. I guess it's no surprise that a dude who smokes up to 70 cigarettes a day and routinely drinks enough to enter a coma might have a death wish. Now, James wasn't always like this. Not long after getting his 00, he found love, and loved so much he left the Secret Service behind. But there are some lives you can't escape, and some lives you can't save, no matter how hard you try. Sometimes all that's left is to kill the love inside you until all that matters is revenge. There's no denying Bond's psychopathic tendencies. He's killed hundreds of enemy combatants over his career and might just enjoy the act of torture. But what makes me respect him is he never forgets a pun afterward. All that hate and regret wrapped up into one man with nothing to live for. The perfect assassin for a dying empire. Bond is strong enough to hold his own against superhuman henchmen like Oddjob and Jaws, who can lift a van off the ground. He survived being blasted by a Stinger missile, falling hundreds of feet into a river, and having his eggs scrambled. At his best, he's even fast enough to dodge gunfire nearly point blank, and missiles, while in free fall, and still shoot people. This is the superhero shit we were talking about. Time and time again, he's outsmarted criminal masterminds like Dr. No, Goldfinger, and Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. He's even bested the worst of them all, his arch nemesis, the international terrorist, Blofeld. In 2 different timelines, no less. And plot twist, in the second, Blofeld was Bond's long-lost adopted brother. Which, if I recall correctly, also happened in Austin Powers. But that's why we love the old Scottish so-and-so. Who else could escape a giant space laser by kite surfing on a tsunami? What more can we say about 007? He's got the best job in the business, and nobody does it better.
All right, let's see about John Wick.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Babbel. It's days like these. I wish I could sail the French Riviera, speaking French with the locals.
Notes them saying that Bond survived the missile. He didn't. It was the plane that withstood it, and it was still, or it managed to still fly, but just because that he wasn't actually hit. But I think he will give John Wick a run for his money, and if he does win, it will be ended with a Bond-esque pun.
start speaking conversation
I
in a
think
new language in as
he
little
definitely
as 3
has a
weeks.
lot of
Babel's
experience
lessons were
under his
graded by
belt,
over 150
taking
language
down
experts and
bad
are
guys
voiced by
and
real
evil
native
organizations.
speakers, not computers.
But
Babel's speech
I
recognition
think
technology helps you
John
improve
Wick
your
is
pronunciation
just
and accent.
a different
Start your
person
language
than
learning journey
what
today.
Right now, get up to 55% off
he's
your
used to.
subscription when you go to babbel.com/deathbattle.
That's babbel.com/deathbattle for up to 55%
And both of them are
off
broken
your
men on the
subscription.
inside.
Babbel,
They're just
language for life.
they're just good at killing and little else.
You ever just screw
John
up,
Wick.
like really
I
badly?
love the premise
like,
of this
make the worst
movie.
mistake ever. So bad you're just for the rest of your life?
Yes. Let's lay out a hypothetical. You see a car that you like, but its owner won't sell. So, you follow him home, beat him senseless, steal his car, and kill his dog.
The dog his beloved wife gifted him after she died very recently.
It's one of the most cathartic
pretty big
movies of all
mistake.
time.
And this man, well, he just happens to be the single deadliest assassin in the entire world.
He may be called Baba Yaga, but he's not the boogeyman. He's the one you sent to kill the goddamn boogeyman, John Wick. So yeah, that's one pretty huge mistake.
The full story of this specter is almost non-existent, but rumor has it he was trained
Is
by
that a
the
pun?
Roma crime syndicate from a young age, before moving to America and making a name for himself in its criminal underworld.
Terrifying enough to scare the living daylights out of even the most hardened murderers.
Wick is a master martial artist, combining several schools into an all-purpose fighting style that focuses on maximum efficiency with minimal effort.
Almost no
Rose.
one who has fought him directly has lived to tell the tale. So which specific forms he practices are for his eyes only. So why don't we look at the martial arts used to prepare for the movies by everyone's favorite immortal, Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
Reeves combines Sambo, Aikido, Judo, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for defensive joint locks, throws, and wrestling moves to avoid as much damage to himself as possible while using his opponent's own weight against them.
Though his go-to is Krav Maga, which is designed to take all the best moves from various martial arts to make the
Basically,
ultimate
Krav
fighting
Maga
style.
is just
While most
destroying
martial arts are
somebody.
designed with other purposes in mind, like exercise, Krav Maga's entire goal is basically murder.
And boy, if that
Destroy.
isn't Wick to a T. In his hands, literally anything can be a deadly weapon. Knives, swords, books, his belt. Shit, he once took out 3 guys with a pencil. A number 2 pencil. And thanks to John's precise understanding of the human body, he can target weak points and vital organs with ease.
But, thanks to the Continental, he doesn't have to rely on writing utensils to execute his victims.
Imagine a chain of hotels around the world that serve as a front for a whole underground
Check out
society
movies
of
with
assassins.
Mikey's
He can
reviews on
consult
John
the
Wick.
wine
They're
steward's
just
robust
perfect.
selection.
Pistols, revolvers, submachine guns, assault rifles, shotgun, plastic explosives, it's all on the menu.
Though Wick prefers his Heckler & Koch P30L, a polymer-framed semi-automatic handgun that holds 15 rounds of 9x19 parabellum.
Which he wields like an artist does a paintbrush.
Yep.
Wick can empty entire rooms full of enemies before they can blink, once even taking out 7 armed guards in only 3 seconds.
He's the definition of accurate, almost never missing a shot, and that includes on horseback and motorcycle back. If he's got a view to a kill, you can bet he's taking it.
And he comes literally dressed to kill with his perfectly tailored, tactically lined suit jacket that is completely bulletproof. Even repeated gunshots from close range do nothing to him.
It also helps him blend into the shadows for some sick stealth kills, and even disappear in plain sight like the goddamn Batman.
Wick eventually joined the Tarasov mob and quickly became one of their top enforcers, a grim reaper who hunted their enemies with divine prejudice.
But maybe this Angel of Death was more human than we first thought. After years of being a badass, Wick wanted out of the mob to get married to the love of his life and retire. Wow, I wonder how that first date conversation went. Man, she must have really fallen for him. I guess he put the ass in assassin.
So his boss gave him an impossible task. He could leave if he wiped out every last one of the mob's enemies in a single night. Which he did, because human or no, he's still John Wick.
And he lived happily
nervous.
ever after. Well, until his former boss's snot-nosed son screwed up. Like, really badly. Great job, Theon. You never miss.
That wasn't just some dog, but a semblance of hope. The opportunity to grieve unalone. His last tether to a happy life.
Avenged.
So Wick was back, with a vengeance, prepared to kill every last person that got in his way until the whole of New York's criminal underworld had been razed by his bloody crusade. Over the course of the 3 movies, which span only about 2 weeks, Wick left over 300 bodies in his wake.
Oh, I didn't know.
300. Running into him is like seeing the sky fall. You're going to die. There's no escape. He survived being stabbed, rammed by cars, shot in the stomach, blown up, mutilated, and knocked off of a 10-story building, all within a fortnight.
Oh, and somewhere in there he found the energy to trek through the Saharan desert. And it's not like his injuries from the previous movie had time to heal, or the ones from the movie before that.
We cannot emphasize this enough. John Wick is unstoppable.
He's strong enough to toss around full-grown men, snap bone, and body slam 2 assassins through a bulletproof glass floor.
Wick absolutely annihilated his former Tarasov employers, the Neapolitan crime family, Camorra, and fended off an international army of assassins attacking him at random, one after the other, every few minutes.
Even after being declared excommunicado by the Continental, bereft of his former resources, he killed every last soldier sent after him by the High Table.
With barely a quantum of solace to rest. Like we said, completely unstoppable. Outgunned,
Can you stop
outmanned,
it with
it
the
doesn't
Bond
matter.
puns?
John Wick lost everything in the world that meant
It makes me
anything
feel
to
like
him,
you're going to
and
give
that
him the
means
win.
he won't stop killing until there's no one left, or he dies trying. And good freaking luck with that! This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big
I
wireless
never realized
providers,
that
we've
the
learned
whole
anything.
of
It's that there's
the John
always
Wick
a
trilogy
catch.
thus
So
far
when
was
we first heard that
only
Mint
in the
Mobile
span of
offers
just a
premium
few
wireless
weeks.
starting at just $15 a month, we
But
thought, what's the catch?
I
But
feel
after
like
talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint
I'm
Mobile's
rooting for
secret
John
sauce
Wick.
is that they're
I'm
the first
rooting
company
for
to sell
him.
wireless
I
service
love his
online
character. I
only. They cut
love
out the
the
cost of
movies.
retail stores and pass those sweet savings directly
And
to you.
I think
Mint Mobile's
Bond
wireless quality is
has
especially
a
impressive.
lot of
As a
talents. I
lot of
think he's a
mad
very good
scientists, I'm
fighter.
pretty picky.
But
Mint Mobile gives you the
I'm just
best
rooting
rate
for
whether
John
you're
Wick
buying
in
for
this
one
one.
or a
I wouldn't be
family.
surprised
And
if
Mint
Bond
family
won.
start at 2 lines. And all
But
plans come with unlimited talk
I'm
and
still
text plus
rooting
high-speed data
for
delivered on the nation's largest
John Wick.
5G network.
I think
And
he
you get to
has
keep your current phone number
a lot
on
more
all your existing
firepower.
To get
I
your
think
new wireless
he
plan for
has
just $15
more.
a month and get
He
the
has
plan shipped
endured
to your door
a
for
lot
free.
more,
Go to
like you said, over the
mintmobile.com/deathbattle.
span of a short period of time.
Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at
I don't know why they brought in the Aston Martin if they're not going to factor in John Wick having a car or not.
It's no time to die for a death battle!
But let's see who wins.
Is not one to be taken lightly. Be careful, 007. And happy hunting.
Your concern is always touching, McHugh. Vodka martini. Shaken.
Not
stirred. What can I get you, mate? Drinks are on me.
I prefer to be alone.
Unfortunately, I wasn't asking, Baba Yaga. Now you can come with me, or we can do this here.
Killing
The
is
mouth
forbidden
animation.
on company grounds.
Lucky me. Seems you've got me at a disadvantage. You won't mind giving a dead man walking one last smoke?
What does MI6 want with me?
Your reputation precedes you. I'll be sure to keep up.
No, you won't.
Come on, Wick. I'm biting my nails. I'm that nervous.
To be entirely honest, I lost count. What comes around goes around, as they say.
Bond, come in. What's the mission status?
Smashing. Positively smashing.
Oh, do grow up, 007.
Okay, let's see their reasoning.
I never thought Wick could lose, but I guess I'll never say never again. Though his skills and brutal tenacity would have saved Wick initially, against James Bond, you only live twice.
You mean once, right?
I know what I said.
Well, despite all that, Wick met his match in Agent 007.
And match is the optimal word here. Wick may have been an expert martial artist, but Bond has actually practiced several of the same styles Wick has, and has been shown to be just as skilled a fighter, even defeating master martial artists himself.
Wick's ability to shatter a floor of bulletproof glass definitely makes him superhumanly strong, but Bond has fought off similarly powerful henchmen in the past.
And while Wick's speed and accuracy with the gun may look unbeatable, Bond's is just as impressive.
He's landed accurate shots just as well as Wick ever has, but more importantly, he has a faster quick draw.
That's right. Despite being played by Neo himself, Wick has never dodged bullets. Bond, on the other hand, has. And that superior speed gave him an edge in both close-quarter combat and on the draw.
Though since both had body armor, the fight probably wasn't going to be won by guns alone. And that's where Bond held his biggest advantage, his gadgets.
There was no way Wick would see an exploding pen or a laser watch coming. And that's the whole point of Bond's gadgets. They're seemingly normal, everyday objects that'll take his enemy by surprise.
Given time, Bond has always used these to come up with game-winning strategies, even against numerically superior foes, especially with his more absurd technology like the invisible nanosuit and remote-controlled explosive drones.
Wick's endurance might be mind-blowing, but he isn't invincible.
He can keep fighting even on death's door, but the deadliness of Bond's trick weapons would not have given him that option.
Diamonds are forever, but against someone just as skilled with an arsenal straight out of science fiction, Wick's luck definitely wasn't. Bond may have been the spy who loved me, but against Wick, he was going to live and let die. And you can bet tomorrow never dies. Nailed it. Look, I just had to fit the last few movies in, okay? Oh, wait, shit, I forgot about Octopussy.
The winner is Bond. James Bond.
Props to James Bond.
Hey, if you want more Death Metal ASAP, why not grab a membership? You'll get exclusive emotes, badges, live chat, live
I
streams,
still
and a
wish
bunch
John
of
Wick
behind-the-scenes
won.
stuff. Just click that join button. Thanks for watching.
Black Adam versus Apocalypse. Marvel versus DC. And I think it will be Apocalypse's funeral. But props to John Wick or to James Bond for winning. I think I might have overestimated or underestimated the value of the gadgets. I think they're still very niche in a lot of moments. But one factor is, if Bond or John Wick was able to survive, his bulletproof armor was able to withstand the machine guns, then why did James Bond's gun do any damage? I mean, one of them, I would imagine, like a Gatling gun, wouldn't have been as lethal as, or would have been more lethal than like a specialized ammunition. And they never really went in depth about how durable James Bond's body armor was. They said it was lightweight, but they didn't, correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't say it was bulletproof or something. I think that was something that initially gave my side to John Wick, because I thought they clearly stated that John Wick had the body armor, and after seeing him survive the Gatling gun of the car, I figured that would have been an advantage of his. I didn't figure that those shotgun rounds would have done much, but I guess that's something that they could have brought up. But what do you, dear viewers, think? Am I a little butthurt that John Wick lost and that James Bond won? Or am I completely justified in feeling the way I did? I feel that, John Wick had advantages over Bond, and he definitely, and James Bond did have his own advantages and could have won some of the times, but I just didn't think he would win definitively. Tell me what you think, dear viewers. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that great stuff you do with other great channels out there. And dear viewers, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening or whenever you watch this. And just take care.